Well, hello there, and through some bizarre occurrence, I found myself missing doing this thing called YouTube. And so I decided that what I'd do is, rather than just say, oh, you know, I'm back, I'll keep making videos, I'm just going to, whenever I feel like it, post a video on here. I have this lovely new microphone that I'm using at the moment, which hopefully will show in the beautiful quality. And with me here for this video, I have my friend Eddie.
Hello.
And now I'm playing Pokemon Emerald version on my laptop, and he's currently on his 3DS XL playing Pokemon Black and White 2.
Black 2 to be more specific.
Black 2, okay.
Let's be a pedantic prick, but yes.
Oh god, I can't remember the buttons.
Z next normally, isn't it? And then up, down, left, right.
That's fine. Oh, the internal battery is run dry.
It always says that on Visual Boy Advance.
Oh no. New game.
Hello, Tranquil. I think I'll electrocute you.
Is this one where you can press spacebar to speed it up?
If the spacebar is C, it might be defaulted to.
No, the sound's going faster now.
Yeah, still not going that fast.
Shh. There we go. It's picking up a bit.
If you actually update it to the latest Visual Boy Advance, then you'd have it show you. You can get it to show you your emulation speed at the top.
Am I a boy or a girl, Eddie? It's popular debate.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Oh yeah, he's a boy.
Oh. But May is so much cooler than whoever that is.
Be May then.
Okay. What's your name? Well, it has to be May. Because, I mean, why would it not be May? That's the name. I wish they'd make one that meant that you could just use your keyboard to type these sort of things.
I just hope that X and Y, there's more customised options for your characters. It's kind of become the Pokemon thing that... But I'd love to have it. Even just a matter of select trousers, select top, select hat, select hair.
Yeah, just customisation. I mean, it's so frustrating that... I mean, how many years are we into Pokemon? I mean, Pokemon Yellow, what, that was 95?
It wasn't that many years after I was born, no.
So, what, 18 years old, these games, and still we're sitting on a set character creation. Character creation, that's really exaggerated. You pick boy or girl, that's as far as we've come. You know, before it was just boy. And the only advancements we've made is boy or girl. Congratulations, we've added a gender.
I think X and Y, you know, gaming has had 3D technology for such a long time, and yet Pokemon is only just making the leap away from 2D.
Yeah.
So, you know, I still love the games, but hopefully they can, along with that, make a few other leaps. Customization would be great.
I still can't believe that Nintendo haven't gone to the effort of making a Pokemon MMO. I mean, you know, obviously there are loads of fan-made ones, and there's all sorts of things all over the internet, but they're glitchy little buggers, and they don't work properly, and you know, it's not what you want.
I guess they're worried that it could ruin the handheld series if they make a PC series that was ridiculously popular.
But the thing is, as you were saying, I mean, we were talking about this earlier, and as you said, you know, the handheld is what Pokemon is. Just looking at the home map there. There's no point setting the clock. Why does anyone care? Now Mama wants to talk to me some more. Oh wait, what does she want me to do? God, I can't remember. Oh, she wants me to read the book, doesn't she? Or maybe my computer? I haven't played this game in ages. Let's take this potion. It's a free item. And then pointlessly get into bed.
Do you think they will remake Ruby?
People want it. May get
Sapphire.
Oh bollocks! Me saying it, I should. There's no point in setting the clock, and that's what she sent me up to do. What time is it?
Does it really matter if you run at double speed? It's going to move too quickly anyway. It's about 2:45 or something, isn't it? I'm not sure.
Oh yeah. What?
2:50.
No, it's 5 to 3. Okay. Oh, thanks, Mum. Thanks for making me do that. That was totally worthwhile.
I found some mocked up artwork though, actually, of remakes of Sapphire and Ruby.
If they did it in the 3D style, that'd be awesome.
Well, the thing is, X and Y have been announced, any subsequent Pokemon games to be announced are surely going to be in that style now. That's the way it's always been.
Otherwise, people are going to be let down.
Yeah. And I think I can understand if they were waiting for the first 3DS launch, see how X and Y are received, and then maybe do Ruby and Sapphire once they know it's still working on that platform. That's what I reckon.
One of the great cliches of Pokemon, it's dangerous for you to go outside because Pokemon might jump out at you from wrong grass. Oh, you got a Pokemon? Oh yeah, you're 10 years old, go on an adventure. Stop a criminal organisation. Live the life. Oh dear. But no, yeah, I mean, the reason I don't think it would kill Pokemon if they made an MMO is because, you know, it would just provide it wouldn't replace it. It would just provide an alternative. I mean, people have been waiting for a console Pokemon game, like a proper one, not just like Colosseum. I mean, as much as people love those games, wouldn't it be great if they just created a game on a console where you could play even if it was just like remakes of these games, of the handheld games, where you don't actually add anything, it's just the same thing. I'm sure people would still buy it. But even better, imagine if they created one where you could go to all the regions. I mean, that's what people want.
They do, but as soon as you introduce every region, then you end up losing. You don't end up creating a new game. You end up creating expansions almost, and that's why that format I think would only work for an MMO.
I totally can't remember what.
You go to the professor's house, didn't you? Talk to him.
I went to there, but he's not there.
And you've been next door.
Yeah, it's next door. That's the professors. The
No,
professor's
the lab.
house.
You've been to the lab.
Yeah. Hang on, let me just check upstairs. Oh, there's a Pokeball here. Hey, you. Who are you? Oh, you're May, aren't you? Moved in next door, right? Also, when are they going to
I didn't know that you're a girl. I heard the name May, but
I heard the May and thought, oh, what a tough dude that sounds like. I mean, when are they going to introduce like speech options? I mean, this is an RPG. You know, you can't deny Pokemon's an RPG.
yes.
So why can't we make decisions in the game? I mean, I love Pokemon. I've been playing Pokemon all my life, and I've played them. I mean, you would look in the amount of hours I've played on the latest games.
Yes.
I've played so much of this game, and yet someone's in trouble. There we go. Let's go help him. And yet it's always a fixed story. He's being chased by a bloody Zigzagoon. This guy is the biggest wuss. Oh no, a furry creature. Right, what are we picking, Eddie?
Oh. I don't think I've ever not gone for the fire type, to be honest.
Do you like Mudkip?
I don't like many of them. After the first two games, the starter's got a bit shit.
You see, I like Torchic, but I don't like Combuskin. He's useless. He's like he's a worse version of Infernape.
I haven't played Platinum series, so.
I'm gonna go for Mudkip. Just because then I can learn Surf and Dive with him.
Oh, that's what I don't know. What happened to Dive?
It's back in Black and White.
Is it?
Yeah, but
Good.
it's only in one space. There's one area you can dive.
Really?
Apparently,
I missed that.
Apparently, all the water around this place is really shallow, except for one temple.
Yeah, I mean, when that was introduced in the thing, it was kind of like, there's a lot they could do with
The
it.
thing is, it added a whole new dimension to the game. There was a whole new area to explore.
Yeah, and like, you were swimming along and all of a sudden you saw a dark patch. So, oh, I can dive here. There might be something I can discover here. And then the next game comes along and it's like, dive? What? Oh yeah, sorry, we got rid of that.
Yeah, oh, sorry, we couldn't be asked to put that in.
I can understand Soul Silver and Heart Gold. I'd love to see dive regions in that.
Yeah, I would too, but I mean, it wasn't in the original,
But
so
it wasn't in the
there's a
original
reason.
game, so I can understand it. With Platinum, Diamond, Pearl, why it wasn't in there, I don't know. And Black and White, again, obviously I haven't got up to that part yet, but if it's not really in there properly, I don't understand that.
Do you remember what the menu button is? Oh, it's that.
Start.
Oh, they've healed up. That's cool. I never understood why in Pokemon it took so bloody long to be able to get a Pokeball. Like in the original games, it was a case they ran out of stock.
What I want to know as well is when you find a Pokeball lying around, is it a Pokeball inside a Pokeball, or have you just found a Pokeball with,
I think it's just that they're too lazy to develop sprites for everything and put them on the ground. And also it'd make people like choose what they're going to pick up, wouldn't it? I mean, if you just saw like I don't know, I'm trying to think of a crap item in Pokemon. Paralyze heal on the ground, and then there's a full heal next to it, you'd just go for the full heal. The one thing I didn't like about this game in particular was the lack of good Pokemon at the start that you could come across. I mean, I used to love Pidgey, because Pidgeot was one of my favourite Pokemon.
Yeah, I used to love Pidgeot when I was younger, and then I kind of went off Pidgeot a little bit.
And the worst game for the first Pokemon that you interact with was Diamond and Pearl, because it had just Bidoof, which is just the stupidest Pokemon ever made.
Yeah, again, I haven't played Diamond and Pearl properly. I might do one day. I'm playing through Black and White 2 at the moment, then I'll play through Heart Gold or Soul Silver. And then,
sorry, go on.
by the time I've done that, it'll probably be time for X and Y.
I'm really excited for X and Y actually.
I want some more information on it though. I mean, it was a huge deciding factor in me buying the 3DS. I mean, you know, anyone watching won't know, I can't see 3D because of an eye condition. Yet, I'm still happy with the console because most people play it with 3D turned down a lot of the time anyway, and the games are still good. Ocarina of Time, Zelda is great on it, and Pokemon X and Y coming out, I thought it's got to be worth a punt. So,
I really want to get one.
yeah.
I think once I've got my computer rigged up, I'll look at investing in that.
Yeah, and I definitely like going for the XL version as well. The big screen is just so much nicer.
We compared it to my DS, which is an original DS Lite, and my god, it's like my DS is about the size of his screen.
Yeah, well, it was 90% bigger, the screens on the XL version. I don't get why they don't just release that as the standard version in the first place, though. I mean, also, I wonder, 3DS game designers, do they design games based on the screen resolution of the original 3DS, or based on the screen resolution of the XL?
The original screen resolution, I think, because if I looked at the resolution actually when I was playing my game on yours, and it just gets bigger. You know, it's just like bigger pixels. I mean, look at the computer screen at the moment.
Yeah.
You can see like it's just bigger. It's not more. It's not like high def or
Yes,
anything.
but at first, at the moment, I am just running a DS game.
Are you talking about like DSXL like games? Will they start making them specifically for that?
No, well, the 3DS. Obviously, there was a 3DS and then a 3DS XL. When I run Zelda on my 3DS, obviously I've got the XL version, but it doesn't look pixelated or larger.
I guess some games have been designed to manage the transition.
But obviously, original DS games just stretch. They are not designed for an XL screen. I mean, when you're running the 3DS, once you're on the home menu, if you hold down select or start when you tap the icon, it will run it in its original resolution. And it actually looks fucking tiny.
Why is this Wingull using water gun against me?
I'm against an Espeon at the moment.
With your shiny Umbreon.
With my shiny Umbreon, completely legitimately obtained, of course.
I think if you're not, as long as you're not giving yourself like at the start, like Mewtwo, all these super Pokemon, I don't see any problem with putting it like cheating in a couple of things.
No, I mean, what I like doing is I like either using Game Sharks or PokeEdit is right at the beginning of the game. Just start off with all three starters. I think that makes it kind of fun. I always like that. It's one of the reasons Pokemon Yellow is probably my second favourite Pokemon game, because the fact that you get all three starters and you started with Pikachu, that was awesome.
Pikachu was a badass. As much as he was rubbish, he was still a badass.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
it was a pain in the arse coming up against Brock though, the fucking electric type of main Pokemon.
You're just like, are you serious? I mean, what are you expecting me to do at this point?
Before he gets Brock, you can't get a water type, you can't get a grass type.
You can get Mankey, who's a fighting type.
You can get Mankey, and that's about it.
Wait, was Mankey in yellow? Was he just red?
I think so, because I think if you went off to the left towards the Indigo Plateau, then... Is it Indigo Plateau?
Yeah, it was when you went left to go into the entrance,
Yeah,
but
to Victory Road.
I can't remember if he was in all of the games.
I know you can in Fire Red and Leaf Green. I remember playing I had Pokemon Red and I had Pokemon Yellow when I was younger. Pokemon Yellow is my favourite game until Crystal came
I
out.
like how they remade Fire Red and Leaf Green, but not Water Blue.
Yeah, they should have done Lightning Yellow though. Lightning Yellow would have been the bomb.
I think they'll save that for like a big release.
That's the other thing I want to know. When they've remade Ruby and Sapphire, will they then remake
Diamond
and Pearl?
Why would they? They're already DS games.
I mean, there's always been 2 generations ahead, I think, or 1 generation ahead.
No, two generations.
And what about in terms of consoles though? Because you think Fire Red was originally Game Boy.
You mean just Red?
Pokemon Red was
Red
Game
was
Boy.
Game Boy.
Fire Red was Game Boy Advance. So there's only 1 jump between them. I mean, Game Boy Color I don't really count as a jump. It was.
Yeah, but in terms of actual gaming generations, it went Red, Gold, Sapphire, then Fire Red.
Yeah.
So there was a 2-generation gap.
But then, in which case now we've got Black and White 2, X and Y. There's
3 generations, yeah.
you know.
But still, it's still a DS game. There's no need for it to be like redone.
No, but then what will they do? Will they stop doing remakes? Will they loop back round and do Yellow, then Crystal, then Emerald? You know.
I think remakes are as much. I'm tempted to say remakes are cheap, but I loved Heart Gold and Soul Silver, so I don't want to say that.
Heart Gold and Soul Silver are my favourite Pokemon games. In terms of nostalgic value,
value, I just thought the overall finish was much better than any other game.
yeah, I mean, Crystal was my favourite game when I was younger, but you know, if you go back and play it now, it feels dated. As much as it has good memories, it feels too dated. Heart Gold and Soul Silver feels modern, but it's still has that nostalgia about it.
What I really liked in Heart Gold and Soul Silver was how they put in those little mini animations for different events. Like just little clips, like when you met Ho-Oh or Lugia, there was an animation to show you that was happening.
Yeah.
Not just them sitting there as a big, like, what are they called? I can't remember what it's called. Sprite, yeah. Not just sitting as a big sprite and you click on it, it goes, no matter what Pokemon it is, it's
Yeah. I mean, Lugia in the like the anime, Lugia could talk.
Yeah. So why is he going when you greet him? And then Zapdos, Articuno. I mean, you could just make it say its own name. We all know from the anime that Pokemon say their own name.
Yeah.
And look at him with his level 5 Trico. I'm gonna slap him. Let's just growl.
I'll tell you what I've got indoors, which I bought off eBay a little while ago.
Let's make a guess. I'm gonna guess. I don't know.
Ancient Mew.
Oh, I collected Ancient Mew when I went to see Power of One in the cinema.
I never got an Ancient Mew. My friend had about 2. And
About 2?
about
It's either 2 or not.
He either had 2 or 3, I can't remember. And I just remember being so jealous because I didn't have one. And they were considered to be the rarest of the rare. They had kind of like this mystical value about them. Like it's almost magic feel to them. And now, look, they're all over eBay. They're about £1.50.
Oh, they're dead cheap.
You look at Charizard. Now, when I was younger, I would have taken an Ancient Mew over Charizard any day because Charizard was awesome, but I'd seen it a lot more than Ancient Mew.
Whereas Charizard now, base set Charizard is worth so much money.
You can get like 30 quid for one that's bent in half and
Yeah.
all the foils rubbed off.
Well, a first edition base set Charizard in best condition is worth something like £2,000 now. Imagine if you were that one sadder that kept them all in like little packs and kept them in perfect condition, never got them out for anything.
My mate seems to think he's got about 3 or 4 Charizards at home.
Is he really? What base set?
He thinks so. I said to him, you want to have a look because they're worth a lot.
Do you want to know how big an industry used cards are? There is an official rating board
Yeah.
that you can send your cards off
PSA
to.
or something,
Yeah, something like that. And you send it off, and then they'll grade your card. And the thing is, right, 3 out of 10 is pristine condition. That's how rigorous this rating
Oh yeah, I
is.
mean you could open a brand new booster pack, pull a card straight out, straight into a sleeve, send it off, and it could come back as a 6 or a 7.
It's crazy. I don't understand how you'd get a 10. Like, you've made the card better. It's even better than new.
Yeah, I mean...
I like that. Brendan has extensive history as a tough trainer. He had a level 5 Trico. That's all he had.
What? That's the thing I don't understand as well. It's like all these gym leaders, like the very first gym leader, have like level 10 Pokemon.
It's like, I am the best trainer in this town with my level 10 Geodude.
And what happens if you're a little kid, right? And let's talk the original days.
Okay.
Back in Kanto, is it the very first?
Yep, Kanto.
Back in Kanto. What happens if you're born in Celadon and you want to go on the gym badge hunt?
Yeah, you can't get back to Pewter. You're fucked. You just can't do it. Although, is it... I can't remember from the anime exactly, but I believe you don't have to do the gyms in order. Like, obviously in the game you do, but I don't...
Yeah.
Although, I say that...
Well, the thing is, though, the games spawned the anime, not the other way around. The games came first and then the anime.
Yeah, but even so, in the game, there was a time where you could pick which gym to do next.
Really?
Yeah, I remember when it was either Erica or that fighting gym with Hitmonchan and Hitmonlee.
That wasn't a gym though. Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee.
Or no, you could choose between the one in Lavender Town and somewhere else, Saffron City. You could choose which order to do those ones in. Oh, there were 2 gyms that you could pick which order to do them
Are
in.
you sure that's just not in Heart Gold or Gold and Silver where you're going back and doing the 8 badges? Because I don't think you've got to do them in any order.
No, it was I'm pretty sure it was the original games, not even like the remakes. Oh, my running shoes! Yay!
So long ago. But it's still weird now. Just think, remember the days. I mean, I know each game only goes for a subtle update. You think right back to the original Red and Blue. Do you remember what the back version of Pikachu's sprite looked like?
He was a fat fucker.
I mean, I remember when they released Yellow, they only updated Pikachu's sprite properly to make him look like Pikachu. Because in the original games, he looked like nothing like Pikachu.
I don't know who the artist was behind him, but I hope he got fired.
I'll piss off with your Moonlight Umbreon. I get another Umbreon here now. Keeps moonlighting. If I get anything you can do, I can do too.
Problem is, it's not nighttime, so it's not very effective.
I don't know.
I must say, the new games do look much nicer than the old games. You know, there's much to be moaned about the fact that very little changes.
Yeah.
It is still considerably better.
Yeah, but in terms of the GUI, I still think Soul Silver is better than Black and White. I mean, Black and White has some things that I like. They're good features, but I think Soul Silver, just the health bars and stuff. Black and White's tried to be a bit too modern. It's like, oh, this is a bit like a hologram, but it's not. And you know, everyone's idea of the future seems to be that TV screens will be see-through with text appearing on the glass and stuff, and I don't like that idea. You know.
I like the fact there's a meme with this guy, and it's I finished sketching the footprints of a rare Pokemon, but it turns out they were only my own footprints, and it just says, "You just went full retard."
Shit, I'm about to die. This Umbreon is killing me. Every time I get low health, it just uses Moonlight.
He's a higher level than you.
Only by a few levels.
If that doesn't kill him, I'd because Umbreons have high special defense. I'd power hacks him.
What?
Paralyze.
Oh. Let me slam him, that might kill him.
No, Slam's got like rubbish accuracy.
No!
Oh, he's got. Oh, you paralysed him. Now he's paralysed. Your electric damage will.
Oh, synchronised. This is Umbreon synchronised. Ah. Right, this should probably heal me up to full health.
Soda pop. Use the soda pop.
What's soda pop?
60 points.
Not enough.
100.
80.
Oh, 80. That'll do. Oh, in fact, that would be perfect, wouldn't it? Cause
yes. That would get me exactly to full health. To the.
Can I buy Pokeballs now? Yes, I can. Oh, sweet.
That's one.
Oh, I already have 5 in my bag.
Yeah, you probably got given some. That's the one thing I never liked, actually, about the original games, was the whole You get to the mart, yes, I'll buy some Pokeballs. Go deliver Profoki's package. You've got to run all the way back and then just come back again.
It makes me think about Skyrim, you know, like how I'm the Dragonborn. Oh, can you pick my wheat for me? It's like, really? You know, why am I having to do these, like, menial tasks for you?
Yeah. So, excuse me, sir, can you just go stand by the edge of that cliff? Thank you. Fusroda!
If I had the voice, I would definitely have to use it for, like, some fun stuff.
Oh, yes.
Like, if you're a goalkeeper, the ball's, like, flying towards your net. Fusroda! Boom! Ball's gone.
And the goal.
Ball, goal, everything, gone. Players, manager.
You ever seen the
Fans.
film Shaolin Soccer?
I've seen it. We watched it in school.
Oh. That is just hilarious, just for some of the moves and shit in it. Oh, fuck.
What?
I was trying to leave so I could go heal and I just can't against another trainer.
Critical hit. Oh man, I do miss Pokemon games sometimes. My DS is like totally broken.
Oh yeah, Pokemon games are a huge factor in me buying a DS. Or 3DS.
I really wanted to buy an original PSP. Simply so I could play Dungeon Crawlers on it.
Yeah, I mean...
Untold Legends Brotherhood of the Blade. Oh, that was my favourite game when I was younger.
As I said to you earlier, I had a PS Vita, and if you're comparing hardware, then without a
there's
doubt,
no comparison.
the PS Vita blows the 3DS right out of the water, you know. But it had two major downfalls. One was, look at, you know, it had Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and
The Call of Duty on it was rubbish though.
yeah, it had Assassin's Creed, Call of Duty, and one other big game, I think it was FIFA, all launching around the same time. FIFA 13 was exactly the same as FIFA 12 with a kit update and pissed lots of people off. Assassin's Creed was very good, but you know it's still not as good as Assassin's Creed 3. And Black Ops again was alright for handheld, I guess. But then after that, you look at the release window of PSP within the next year. There is nothing coming out for the PS Vita. Sorry,
Isn't it?
literally nothing. They've got Killzone coming out, and I think it's meant to be a Final Fantasy, but a lot of them are undated. They don't know when it's coming out. There's no firm release date of good
What happened
games.
to the Uncharted game that was meant to be on it?
That was on launch.
Was that any good?
That was meant to be very good, yes, but there was a launch game, and then after that there was like nothing. And so yeah, the Vita was fantastic hardware. The graphics on it were absolutely beautiful in some of the games, but there's not enough good games coming up. And a lot of the games felt like they were console games in the palm of your hand, which is great, but if you want to play a quick 15-20 minutes while you're on the train or something, then that didn't really suit it.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the reason I wanted a PSP was because you can buy once you bought a PSP, and they're still quite expensive actually. Once you bought one though, you can buy pretty much any game on it for 99p online. Go on eBay, buy it for 99p, and then you're done.
You can get the original brick PSP, you can just flash it and download anything onto a memory card. Of course, wouldn't recommend anyone to do that because it's highly illegal. But yeah, I say highly illegal, it's just about as legal as downloading a movie, and let's face it, most of us just consider that as something you do.
My internet speed's way too slow. I might as well walk to the cinema.
Just steal the reel.
Yeah, it's quicker than downloading it.
I just fought someone afterwards, they said, sorry, I mistook you for a Pokemon.
Humamon.
Yeah, I mean, I think that the main factor in me buying the 3DS was Mario games are always fun, and it came pre-installed with Mario Kart, which is always great.
Can you install any game onto it? Like, can you just... Is it got like a built-in hard...
You have to download them from the store.
Oh, that's okay. So you can't buy a card and then install that onto it?
No.
Well, what's the point of that then?
Same way most things work. You can't do that with an Xbox. You can do it with an Xbox, but you still need the disc in the tray.
That just makes the speed look faster, doesn't it?
Yeah, also
What happened?
disc won't scratch as much.
This question, what happened to berries?
Well, you still get berries, you just don't go around planting them.
Yeah, but I mean, you can only get them in the dream world or something like that.
No, you get given them. Well,
Yeah.
Black and White 2 you do anyway.
No, what I mean is you can only grow them in the dream world.
Oh, I don't really know.
Berries are this magical thing.
See, this is how shit the starter Pokemon are in Black and White 2 though. My lowest level Pokemon in my party is my starter Pokemon.
But then you do have Suicune.
I do have Suicune, because Suicune's just fucking awesome. But I took that into the game when Pig Knight was level 28, and I took it in at level 25. It's now 7 levels higher than it, you know. But yeah, no, I think, yes.
The thing I don't like about starter Pokemon is the fact is, I feel like an obligation to keep them in my party.
Yes.
Because
definitely.
they're my starter Pokemon, and yet they're rubbish. They're so bad. Like, they're a Mudkip. He'll evolve into Swampert eventually, not obviously directly. And Swampert isn't that good. I mean, he's not rubbish. He's not as bad as, like, I mean, Blastoise was pretty useless.
I liked Blastoise.
I liked him. He was still not very good at anything.
When you got Hydro Pump, it was always fun though.
And then, I mean, oh god, Samurott was just the most worthless shit ever. I mean, come on, a water-type Pokemon that's weak to fire. What? And so, I mean, but I feel the obligation to keep them, and then I'm down to 5 places in my party. Why is it they can't make it that you can keep more, like... I mean, come on. People these days have mobile phones, cell phones, whatever you want to call it, that can connect to the internet, that can do as much as a computer can do. Why in the Pokemon world can't I, on the move, access my PC box?
Yeah. Or why don't you set to a limit of you can only use 6 Pokemon within a single battle, but you can carry more with you?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy to pick... Like, imagine if you could hold, like, 10 Pokemon that you have on a rotor that you can then use in battles.
I mean, it's like... I don't want them to ruin the series with X and Y, but I kind of want them to take one established feature, such as that you have 6 Pokemon in your starter, and just completely ditch it, come up with a new system or something, and just reinvent the game.
It'd be controversial, but I would appreciate it.
Yes, I want them to do something that reinvents the game, that makes you go, you know what, this sets it aside from any other Pokemon game. Because as much as, yes, you look at Black and White 2 compared to Pokemon Red, it's come a long way, there are a lot of new features. But what hasn't come a long way is you start off in a small town. You're either a boy or a girl. You face 8 gym badges. You go and kill the Pokemon League.
8 gym badges.
Hey, you know how much trouble I had saying match fixing earlier, so...
Max fitching.
But still, you know what I mean? You can describe every Pokemon game with the same description.
The basic mechanics haven't changed in 18 years. You know, you still go from place to place, fight gym leaders, get badges, go to the Pokemon League, and then try and do a bit of endgame.
Yes, I mean, that's the other thing I don't like about Pokemon. It needs a better endgame.
Oh, it really does. I mean, there was one game, I think it was Heart Gold and Soul Silver again, where Pokemon trainers would call you up for new battles. Yeah. And their Pokemon would grow in the time. What happened to that? You can't call anyone in Black and White. I don't know about Black and White 2. Are there phones in it?
There's an X transceiver.
Can you add people to it? Actually, yeah, because Black and White had that, but you could only call, like...
only people who choose to give you their number, and that's only a very few people integral to the main storyline.
Yeah, you see, that to me is so stupid, because I think it'd be excellent. I mean, you saw on my Heart Gold game, I ditched my main Pokemon, grabbed a load of low-level ones, and started again.
Yeah, I mean, why can't you rebattle gym leaders?
And then there's the main big... Well, no, but again, in Heart Gold, you could. There were certain days of the week when you could go visit them.
Yeah, I mean,
and there are 16 gym leaders in that game.
Yeah.
What happened to that idea?
I mean, Heart Gold, Soul Silver, the amount of time it takes you to get from the beginning to the end of the Pokemon League is about the same amount of time it takes you in any other game. Except there's then 8 more gym badges and the Suicune event and whatnot. I mean, admittedly, the second 8 badges are a lot quicker to get.
Oh, completely, but that's because you already have powerful Pokemon.
Yeah, but still, the idea of that there's 2 regions and, you know, you've got the 3 legendary dogs, the 3 legendary birds, Mewtwo, you know, Lugia, Ho-Oh, the Latiuses, I think, aren't they?
No, not in...
No.
Oh, no, but you can catch them. They're still... They're in there, but they're wandering Pokemon. They're not an event.
Oh, yeah. I'm not necessarily on about events, but just legendary... There's just so much to Heart Gold and Soul Silver. And you ask anyone the best Pokemon game, most of the responses go Soul Silver or the original Gold, Silver, Crystal. And it's like, oh, what's the reason? Oh, you know, 16 gym badges, 2 areas. Everyone loved it, and then Game Freak went, let's not do that again. Why?
And then the point we were discussing earlier, the biggest qualm I have with all Pokemon games, and I bet you they won't change it, one save file.
Yes.
Why? What possible reason do they have for having one save file?
You know, I want to know as well though, is like, with the 3DS nowadays, 3DSs come with an SD card. Is there the option to store Pokemon save files on it, or will it still just be on the cartridge? You know, they should do something with that. They kind of neglect some modern technology to stick with the thing that's worked for them before, but it only worked in the first place because of the technology that was around.
Pokemon, the people that buy Pokemon these days are buying it because they love Pokemon. And then the people that are new to it will be disappointed when it hasn't got features that they expect from other games.
Yeah. You know what, I want to know. I'd love to know what the average age is for a Pokemon game player. Because people have grown up with it. I mean, people my age, your age, and older still play it happily. And you know, you go into a shop at my age, buy a Pokemon game, no one thinks twice about it. It's just kind of
not at all.
You know.
And why would they? I mean, people, as you said, we've grown up with these games. You know, no one would question you buying a Zelda game.
Exactly. And yes, you know, the whole Pokemon sticker books and trading card game, that's sort of something you grow out of, but you know.
I do sometimes wish I had some TGS.
I bought some before because I missed the nostalgia.
No, TGC, sorry, not TGS.
Yeah, I know what you meant. But that's why I bought the Ancient Mew, just because of that nostalgia. I also have Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle cards from the base set.
See, that's
that's just because, not because, you know, I look at them and I'm reminded of my childhood, and I like that. I like.
Everyone likes a bit of nostalgia.
Yeah, exactly.
It's soft, sorry, what's soft, loamy soil?
Soil that's both soft and
loamy. What's loamy? Right, I want to catch a Tailo.
I can see a Tailo.
I didn't know you could catch Marill in this game. Although this is Emerald, I've never played Emerald before.
Really?
No, I had Sapphire and that was the only one I had.
You can catch Marill in this.
It's bloody black and white too.
Yeah, no, but that's the other thing with black and white too. It's very selective on what of the older generation. That's another thing I want in a game, which they will not do.
Release all the Pokemon in one game.
Every Pokemon. I can understand legendaries and certain Pokemon you might want to release, like Mew. There's always been an event. You can't get Mew if you don't do it for an event. I can understand that. Although I would also like to see them scrap that. I think that'd be interesting.
What, having an event for Mew?
Yeah, but having events that you don't actually have to go anywhere.
Oh no, an in-game event I meant.
Yeah.
Oh, this is what I want.
Or, but you know, just have every Pokemon there is a way of catching them. You know.
Yeah, I would appreciate that. In fact, I'd like all the legendaries. I mean, I still stand by the fact we need a game with all the regions. And frankly, Nintendo going, oh, you know, what if it kills the franchise? You've got enough bloody money, Nintendo.
I don't think it would kill the franchise if it doesn't work.
I think it would rejuvenate it.
Yeah,
I mean,
if it doesn't work, you scrap the game and you go back to the system that you know works. People aren't, you know.
But I mean, the game is so old now anyway that it's running on a fan base, and it's a huge one. Don't get me wrong, it's a huge one, and there are new players joining, of course. But there's nothing wrong with putting a bit of spice in your mix.
Yeah, I mean, you think now they've made this switch to 3DS. I don't know what size the cartridges are.
I think it's the same.
But surely by having the Nintendo store and whatnot, they could make expansions or region downloads. And they can make good money through that. Yeah,
I'll happily pay for extra regions. I'm not asking them to put it all in one game, like, just straight off the bat. I'll happily go, okay, you know, think about a Call of Duty map pack. £15 they charge for that. Yeah. I'll pay £15 for a new region in Pokemon. I'd happily pay that over paying for a bloody map pack. And people buy those map packs in the thousands, millions even.
Yeah, I mean, he's so good. I mean, if you have all the regions though, the question is, do something about the leveling system.
Yeah, would you become overpowered far too quick? I mean, what happens once you've beaten one region?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's kind of hard for them to regulate the system because different people are going to level up at different rates. Some people try and skip as many trainer battles as possible, use repels all the time, and every time they get to the next gym, their Pokemon are underpowered. Other people will overtrain and then become overpowered too quickly. So, you know, if by the time they get to the 8th badge, they can win it no problem. What happens by the time they get to the, 30th badge?
Yeah. I'm really worried this guy's going to one-hit me if I don't kill it in this hit. There we go, I managed it.
That's
Hold on.
right. Do they, the old, when the original games were around, if you wanted Mew, you had to physically, drive to a Nintendo event or fly to a Nintendo event and get one. I know they have Wi-Fi events these days, but do they?
They still have physical events too.
But are some of the Pokemon still exclusive to those physical events as well?
Oh yeah. There are quite a few Pokemon that are exclusive to those sort of events. I remember, I think it was Spiky-eared Pichu was exclusive to that. And it sucks because I live nowhere near any sort of Nintendo. I mean, come on, I'm from the southeast of England. Where have we got nearby that's a Pokemon place? I mean, in Japan they've got like Pokemon Land, which is just like the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh shit!
It would be so. The Wi-Fi events. I got a Keldoo on Black and White 2, and literally all you had to do was go mystery gift via Wi-Fi, and it goes, oh look, here's a Keldoo, and you can only do it for a certain week. And I want a Wi-Fi event where it says, you can connect online and go to these special regions and whatnot. And they're already programmed into the game anyway. Game Shark codes have proved that.
I mean, what if I've had an idea. Right, listen to this idea. What if they made it so that to make it fair in terms of leveling, every time you go to a new region, they invent like a immigration law of some sort. Like you know how you can't transport animals in in the real world. What if you couldn't take Pokemon from one region to another? And until you've got until you've beaten all the 8 gyms, you have to earn like a visa sort of thing. And once you've got your 8 gyms on your visa, you can start shifting Pokemon around between between the regions that you have 8 gym badges in.
Now, they could do some system like that, and then that way you could get a new starter as well whenever you.
Exactly, you get a new starter at the beginning. You use your experience. And I wish trainers would respond to how good you are, because I mean I beat the Pokemon League and I'd forgotten to battle some people, and I went back to them and it would be like, oh, I'm gonna wipe the floor with you, and it was like Kid with Rattata just throwing it out, and I send out my bloody Kyogre, and I'm just like, seriously, I wish the world would respond.
Yeah. Or even they could do some sort of system. Guild Wars 2 has a system. If you're a level 50 or whatnot.
Oh, you'd level up and down in response to the event.
Yeah, you go into level 30 zone, it downscales you to level 30.
That would be good.
I mean, it'd have to be done right, but they need to do something. Again, it's the other thing that Soul Silver had. Once you got to the end of the game, you could go back and get an original starter Pokemon.
Yeah.
I think there should be a way, not until you've done the 8 gyms at least, but that you could go back and get, another starter Pokemon. Now maybe the first time you beat the Elite Four, you can go back and get a second starter Pokemon.
Yeah.
And then, if you want the third one, you have to do something else which is even harder. I mean, again, is it Heart Gold and Soul Silver that has the battle with Red at the end?
Yeah, where you can go, you look into this cave and you come across him in a mountainside or something.
Yeah, and he's got level 85 peak. He's basically Ash, isn't he?
Yeah.
And again, that was awesome, and that was another event that was genuinely challenging.
I didn't beat him.
Post Elite Four.
I never beat it.
No, so I mean, if you look at Soul Silver, you can have, you start off, you get Cyndaquil, beat the Elite Four, you can take Chikorita, you go and beat Ash at Mount whatever the fuck it was, Mount Silver or something,
yeah.
And you get Totodile. That would be great. And then I know they have got it in the game that you can go back and get Charmander or whatnot from Professor Oak after you've got all 16 badges or something. I can't remember exactly what it is. Oh shit. But there's so much things that would be genuinely awesome.
I just think it's a case of they're being too cautious with what they're doing.
I really want to know what's coming out of X and Y, because as much as I'm looking forward to it, are they going to go, we've made this transition to 3D. Now that's it. And then I've seen from the adverts there's a few game mechanics, like you see someone jumping across a ledge and swinging across a rope, I think.
Yeah, there's like interaction with the environment.
That's great. But if it's still, a 6 Pokemon party system and stuff, they need to do something to freshen it up.
Hmm.
I really don't understand how the wind tunnels work on this gym.
The wind tunnels?
Mm.
Well, it's different to the old one, so I don't know. I fished up some tough looking Pokemon. It's a Magikarp.
Oh fuck, you can go across the gaps.
It knows Splash.
No!
Yes, it does actually. Bless you. I think the fact that we've been able to talk now for 40 minutes about things we want in Pokemon just goes to show how much of sort of a big deal it is to people like us that have grown up with it. Even now it's relevant.
Oh yeah, if they make some genuine, I don't have to change it. If they implemented every idea we done, maybe the game would be too different. It'd be a bit harder to market. I don't know.
Yeah.
But just take 2-3 of those ideas that we talked about and add them into the game, and it makes such a huge difference. I mean, yes, the 3D environment, more interactivity of the environment is going to be great, but that's just kind of a feature that's only relevant when you're running around.
To me, that's more of a gimmick.
Yeah.
I've seen the trailer and what it does with the attack with battles.
Mm.
But what is stopping them from doing fully animated battles?
Yeah, I mean, you look at what's the old Nintendo 64 game?
Colosseum?
Yeah, probably.
What? I mean, games like that where they've got fully animated battle systems.
I mean, the one thing that I noticed from X and Y trailer is I think it was like the new starter Pokemon doing like a fire breath or something, and it isn't actually coming out of his mouth still.
It's just
surely
little
at a
details.
stage now you can animate it so that each Pokemon, if they do fire, like breathe fire, then it actually comes out of their mouth properly.
It's just attention to detail. I mean, I realise, there are over 640 odd Pokemon. There's like 649 Pokemon nowadays. Animating stuff so it fits every single one of them would take forever. But I'd rather a game take an extra year to come out and have everything refined and perfect.
I'm hoping that something gets announced about X and Y which makes people go, yes.
I want to see some controversy. I want to see controversy. I want to see them announce something that makes people go, but what about the old games? And then I'll go, yes, that is what I want.
What I'd love to see, which I think would be great actually. What's the region called from this game?
Which game? Emerald?
Yeah.
This is Hoenn.
Hoenn, yeah. They went out and said, X and Y, completely new region. After you complete it, you can go to Hoenn. They said, we're going to remake Ruby and Sapphire. We thought we'd include it in this game.
Oh, that'd be a huge deal if they did that. That'd
Imagine
be
that.
amazing.
The thing is as well, what are the colours of Pokemon X and Y? Blue and red.
Oh.
It would fit. And it would be something that wasn't exactly new to the Pokemon series. Remakes aren't new. But it would, it'd be awesome. Can you imagine that?
Well, Hoenn is one of the most popular games that are out there. Hoenn, Sapphire and Ruby and Sapphire were the highest selling games with their release. Like, they outsold every other game on the console at the time. Whereas the other games have all been outsold by other things. So this was the most popular game of its time.
Yeah.
So it's clearly one that people want to see remade. I follow people on things on Facebook, and people are always mentioning how they want to see these games done again.
There's always, you look at the threads of, will they do a remake of this? There's always that one person saying, I don't think they should do a remake. But the amount of people that created the thread asking in the first place shows how much demand there is.
Yeah. Oh, this is a good Pokemon.
I'd love to play through X and Y and then to have Ruby and Sapphire somehow integrated into it as well.
Are you like me in that you try and get as many different Pokemon types into your team at once? Because I personally, I don't know if you do the same. I've currently got Mudkip, who will become a water ground type. So that means I won't look for a water or a ground type anymore. Now I've got Tailo, who's a normal flying type, so I won't look for normal or flying or water or ground now. Now I've got Shroomish, who'll be a grass and fighting type. So that means I've already covered 6 different types of moves.
Yeah.
In 3 Pokemon.
Yeah, well, like on this, I've got Suicune, who's water and ice. I normally have Charizard on one of my teams because he'll be, flying and fire.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
What?
I was just right by the gym leader and I just got blown all the way back to... fuck. Yeah, so I normally have Umbreon as a dark, and it was literally just a dark, but there are some Pokemon which aren't classified as multiple types, yet they can learn multiple types of moves.
Oh, most Pokemon can learn more types than just their attack, their standard types. But do you know what Stab is?
What?
Do you know what Stab is?
No.
It stands for same type attack bonus. And what it means essentially is that if a Pokemon uses an attack that is the same as its type, it gets a 1.2 times damage bonus. So if Umbreon uses a dark type move, it's more powerful than if someone else uses a dark type move that isn't a dark type. So Tailo using Peck is more powerful than him using Tackle, even though Tackle might have the same damage.
Yeah, I mean, I know... Oh, for fuck's sake. I know, like, Zeb Striker in this game can learn quite a few different moves of different types. Dragonite was always a great one.
Yeah, Dragonite can learn loads. Hydreigon in Black and White can learn every type of move except for grass types. And Mew can learn every move in the game.
Really?
hmm
I've got Mew on this, shiny.
I don't know what you'd teach him though. I mean, what? That's another thing I've never...
A lot of people that play Pokemon on the emulators use Mew as HM slave.
I think it's such a waste. Although Mew isn't actually particularly good at anything. He's sort of a jack of all trades in every way. You know, he can do all moves and he's got the same stats for everything.
That's the other thing I always hated with the HMs. Is sometimes I'll be forced to give up moves that I didn't want to give up because I need to have someone in my party with a HM.
Exactly. I mean, but this is another point I was going to bring up. Imagine if there one announcement to the main, like the change of the main core game mechanics was this, I would be happy, and that is not limited to 4 moves. What does that limit do? What purpose does it serve? Why not have a 10 limit move? So you've got like a proper roster of moves. So you can have your HM moves, you can have your strong attack moves, you've got your medium attack moves, you've got special attacks, physical attacks, and then stat moves.
A change in the battle system would be great. I mean, even if it was like, okay, you have 8 move slots, and they could be or 9. Maybe they could be categorized in 3 sets of 3 or something, or something where your Pokemon have to learn HM moves, but they don't take up an extra slot.
Or maybe, even if it was just a case of you had your 4 moves, but an available HM slot, so you have a 5th slot for HMs, and you can choose to have it as a battle move, or just to have it as an HM.
Something to the battle system, I think, is needed.
Oh, what have I done? Oh, I've accidentally put it full screen.
Change something to the battle system. Change something in the way that the amount of Pokemon you can hold, or mobile access to your PC system. Those 2 changes alone, plus what we've already seen from the trailer with the 3D, I think would make a fantastic game.
Agreed. Well, we have been talking for a very long time, which makes this a very long video, which I can almost guarantee I will not take the time to edit, so it will just be a case of raw footage, which hopefully, I mean, I don't think there were any times when we sat in silence for ages, so...
No, we didn't talk much about what's going on your screen, but...
there's been a million Pokemon playthroughs
before,
so, you won't be...
This is a kind of a Ollie and Ed talk about Pokemon whilst there's a bit of Pokemon in the background.
Yeah, it was just relevant footage. I mean, all I've achieved in this so far is I've caught a Shroomish, I've got a Tailo, and I've got a Mudkip.
Level 11 Taylor already.
I know. And that's even with fast forward. I'm that bad at this. Oh dear. This is another thing actually, just before we go, that I've always found, is that the early game is so similar every time, and it's so long. Like, it's so dull every time being told how to catch a Pokemon. Like, there should be an option at the beginning of the game saying, "Are you a Pokemon veteran?" Yes.
How many games have that these days? You know, are you experienced in this game? Yes, okay, we'll skip this, this and this. Done.
I mean, think about all the games where tutorial is an optional thing.
Exactly. The other thing actually just playing on this has reminded me, they need to be more inventive with the new Pokemon. You look at an old Pokemon, or you look at something like Heracross, it's not immediately obvious what animal a Heracross is based off of.
Well, he's a stag beetle.
Yeah, but it's not like the most common of animals. I mean, and it's kind of a bit more interesting. And you look at the new game, you've got a Pokemon called Swanna, which is literally just a fucking swan.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people always have been moaning, like since the second generation, people have moaned about Pokemon. People, and you get these people going, "Oh, I'm a Pokemon purist, first generation for life." Yeah.
I think that's bullshit. You know,
If you're a true Pokemon fan, you'll take all Pokemon. But it's right. You have the right to say, "Come on, this was a bit of a dumb decision." I mean, there's one that was introduced in Black and White, I think, called Garbodor, who is a lump of rubbish. How is that a Pokemon? It's not alive.
No.
Although, someone says that, what a Grimer and Muck.
They've still got charm about them though, just because.
And then there's the fact that Ekans is snake backwards, Arbok is cobra backwards, and Muck is cum backwards. And on that wonderful note, I think I'll say goodbye. Do you want to say goodbye, Eddie?
Adios.
Thank you for listening, and as I said at the beginning, I'm not gonna try and spam you with videos or anything. I'm not gonna try and keep to a schedule. It's just gonna be a case of if I find myself playing a video game, I'll turn on a recorder and have a chat to you. Also, Eddie has a load of videos that we recorded a while back on his hard drive at home, which if he gets some time, I'm sure he'll be nice enough to edit up for us, which I'll probably put on this channel instead now. But thank you very much for watching if you have been watching this, and goodbye.